beautiful Bookworm friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my January wrap up. So it's been 2 weeks since my last video. I'm so sorry about that. I've been MIA for a while, and that's because I've been very busy. Last week it was my little sister's 7th birthday, so we had a massive birthday party for her, and so we were busy with that. Recently I got a job, guys. I'm really happy about that and excited. It's my official job. I say official because, you know, before I would get part-time jobs or do little extra things to get extra money. As a student, you need extra money. This one, you know, I'm not in education anymore, so this is it for me, guys. I'm growing up. I'm adulting. I've just been really tired every single day. When I get home, I just fall asleep. So at the moment I'm trying to figure out how to fit in YouTube and other things that I do during the day. But yeah, I'm in a good place at the moment, guys, and I'm not gonna be disappearing. It's just gonna take a bit of time for me to figure out how to you know, fit YouTube into my daily life. So bear with me, and let's go on with the video. I think January for me was a really good reading month considering how busy I was, and yeah, I managed to read 4 books, and the first book I read in the month of January was Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, and I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed reading this book. It had all the things that I really enjoyed in a fantasy story. It's a high fantasy and it has magic, love story, politics, and it was just really enjoyable. And I've learned from reading this book that whilst I continue reading this series, that I can't be attached to any of the characters because you don't know who's going to die, which reminded me so much of Game of Thrones. And I have heard this book being compared to Game of Thrones. For me, I don't really like to compare them because in some ways, I don't really want to say it this way, but this book is quite subdued or restrained than than Game of Thrones. I guess in a way it's more age appropriate for young adults. It has similar themes, you know, it has incest in it as well, but the incest is more like Cassandra Clare incest, which basically means they're not actually related, but because they grew up together, it's weirder than Cassandra Clare's incest. Can't wait for the second book in the series, and I think I hauled the second book on my previous video because I realized that I don't actually have the second book, that I have the third book but I don't have the second book. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I can't wait to find out what happens next. Right after Falling Kingdoms, I read Mechanica by Betsy Cornwell, and I give this book 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know if it's because I read Falling Kingdoms right before this book. There were so many things going on in Falling Kingdoms that when I read this book, I just found it quite boring. What I like about this book, or this retelling, is that it promotes you know, strong independent women. So our character is a strong independent woman. There's also great friendship in this story. She didn't have any fairy godmother with her. She used her wits or her cleverness to build these amazing inventions that helped her get out of her step family's life and have her own life, you know, build her own reputation, finally leaving home and fending for herself, having enough to fend for herself and stand on her own 2 feet, which I found really inspiring. Whilst reading this book, I just felt that I was waiting for something amazing, something extraordinary to happen, but nothing did. I mean, so many extraordinary things did happen, but I think it lacked build up. There's not enough stepping stones in some sense for it to have the shock effect or the effect that it should have. So that was quite disappointing, and there were things that I actually wanted to be expanded. For example, there was this thing about the dust, and it wasn't really explained as to what it was or how its potentials, its magic properties, and what it could have done. Oh, and one other thing that I did like about this book is that Cinderella's parents are seen to be perfect. From what I remember, she's loved by her parents. They seemed like a loving couple, lovey-dovey all the time. But in this book, we see that they don't agree in a lot of things, which is, I guess, a more realistic, for me, it's a realistic portrayal of, couples. They don't tend to agree with each other all the time, but they do love each other. But I did like the ending. I understand in some sense the choices that, the reason why it ended the way it did. I can't really elaborate because then I would be spoiling. It would really ruin the book for you if I say anything further. But as I said, this is worth reading, but just beware that not something exciting. Be prepared to have a slow read, and there's nothing extraordinary that happens or that has a shocking effect, but the message in the story itself is beautiful. So, yeah. And then I read Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I can't with this book. I mean, I don't understand the ending. I still don't understand the ending, but this kept me awake. And I was reading this the whole night. It's an amazing book. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to know what happened next. And you know what? I know it's meant to be a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, right? But it reminded me so much of what Wrath and the Dawn should have been. I feel, because you know how Shazi was supposed to kill the guy, the king, whatever his name is, Caliph or whatever. Yeah, she was supposed to, the whole point of her volunteering is for her to kill this person to avenge her best friend, right? But all through that time, she didn't try. She didn't even try to kill him. At least this one, she did. I mean, she's more unfortunate in a sense that her father made a bargain, like stupidly made a bargain with this beast. Sorry, that was my phone. So her father made a bargain with this beast because they were desperate to have children. So the beast was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a child. But one of them must come to me on her 17th birthday or something like that. And obviously, when you make a deal or when you wish to a genie, you have to be specific, because obviously wishes have consequences, right? So he grants the father's wish to have a child. They have a twin, and then unfortunately the mother dies. But Nyx was trained all her life to kill this beast. Um, she was taught how to seduce him so that whilst seducing him she could kill him and stuff, but obviously she ends up falling in love with him. And I really really enjoyed this book. The character Ignifex and Nyx's relationship was really interesting to see. His character is so interesting as well. I enjoyed the sexual tension, his sarcasm. I just loved it. I just loved this book. Probably one of the best Beauty and the Beast retelling I've ever read. And finally, I read Heartless by Marissa Mayer, and I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Seriously, the woman is a genius. I absolutely enjoyed and loved reading this book. And before I start, let's make it clear, guys, that for those of you that don't know, the Queen of Hearts is completely different to the Red Queen. I was reading a review on Amazon. This woman kept going on about the fact that it's not a retelling, that it's technically a sort of prequel, which is true. It is a prequel rather than a retelling. So it tells the story about how the Queen of Hearts became the Queen of Hearts, basically, and talked about and explored her childhood in some sense. But yeah, so this woman kept saying, oh, this was not a retelling of the Red Queen, that it tells a story of when she was younger, blah blah. And I was thinking, stop saying Red Queen. The Red Queen and the Queen of Hearts are completely different. The Red Queen, as this book will explain, is part of the chess world, and it's technically a part of the through the Looking Glass, rather than Alice's adventure in Wonderland. The Queen of Hearts in this story loves to bake. She was probably, I say probably because we never really found out if she was the best baker in, you know, in Hearts, you know, where it's set in. But it was such a fantastic story. I found myself wanting macaroons a lot. I mean, I love macaroons, and for her to be baking all these sweets, um you know, from pies to um tarts to macaroons, it's just amazing. Like cakes and so on. She has a bit of a sweet tooth. Yes, there was a insta love, but that really didn't bother me because of the fact that there was so many things going on in the story. It wasn't just about their love story. um, it was also about, you know, her wanting to have this bakery and wanting to have an adventure and just not being this one person. She's done really well when it comes to creating Lewis Carroll's Wonderland. It's as insane as Lewis Carroll's Wonderland. I felt that she stayed very faithful to the Wonderland that was created by Lewis Carroll. She's really good with balancing things. A lot of things going on in her story, but not confusing enough that you won't be able to follow it. I really, really enjoyed it. So those are the books I read in the month of January, guys, and just a bit of an update. If you can remember, I was doing the book advent calendar thing, choosing books every day, you know, during the Christmas period. As an attempt to reduce my TBR pile, I chose 25 books. And so far I've read 3 of those books now. So yeah, Falling Kingdoms, Heartless, and Cruel Beauty were all part of the book advent calendar. Also, I decided that this video is going to be a little bit longer because I bought some books recently. I ordered books on Amazon and I just really wanted to open the box with you guys. Yeah. Okay. So, I bought a Beauty and the Beast Funko Pop. I bought Belle because it's... I love Beauty and the Beast and I can't believe I don't actually own a Funko Pop. I want to start collecting them. I have the Mad Hatter. That's the only Funko Pop I own, so I thought, you know, might as well own Belle because if you guys don't know, my first name is Donna Belle, so I have a Belle on my name, and so I thought, you know, Beauty and the Beast, Belle. It's very apt. Obviously, the Beauty and the Beast movie's coming out soon. So yeah, here she is. She looks really pretty. Yep. And normally I don't like yellow, but I think she really suits the dress. So yeah, Belle's known for her yellow dress. I'm gonna put her up there next to the Mad Hatter. And then I got Ink by Alice Broadway. The Truth Will Get Under Your Skin. And if I can remember, because I saw this advertised in York as well, they were giving the samplers, and it's basically about a world where whatever your achievements, I think, or your failures, it gets etched into your skin. So it's kind of like a tattoo. And then when you die, they harvest all these tattoos and put it in a book. So you have some kind of legacy for your family to read. I found that really, really interesting. So I got the book, and it's about a girl whose father died, and she realized that, you know, they were close, and then she realized that, you know, when he died, there were things that she didn't know about him. So yeah, it sounded interesting, and I love the cover. Look at that! It's all the feathers and the is it what you call the coil trim or whatever. Also got Winter Song by S.J. Jones. I've heard so many good things about this book actually, and I was trying to get a hardcover of this book, but I can't seem to find it on Amazon. It's probably in Book Depository, but I didn't bother looking for that. Those are the 2 ones that I saw and thought I really need to get that because, you know, Ink has always been in my radar because of Yalk, and then Winter Song I've been sort of looking to buy that as well, because of the fact that I was hearing loads of good reviews about it. I was gonna do a video about books I was anticipating in 2017, but I didn't get to do that because life. Anyway guys, I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. I promise. Oh, okay, I shouldn't say promise because I might break it. But yeah, see you guys soon. Bye bye.